are going to learn Chinese with mini movies. Now, this is just the character side of things. There's more to say about the words and the sentences and all of that, but it's very important to understand that this process of learning Chinese through mini movies and just doing this mnemonic visualization, you have to recognize what you're comparing it to, right? Because some people hear about this and they go, this sounds complicated. You have to think about people and you have to think about places and you have to think about all these objects. Wouldn't it be easier to just write the characters a bunch or something like that? Well, no. It's way longer to do it that way. And the evidence for that is that it takes Chinese people about 10 years. It's just that they have the time. They have the time to do it, right? So imagine the circumstances at which a Chinese child starts learning Chinese characters. Well, they're going to start by being surrounded by Chinese unavoidably for 4 to 5 years because they're just born in China. So, in order to have their same starting point, you would have to spend 4 to 5 years just surrounded by a Chinese family and Chinese society. And oh, by the way, don't go on YouTube and don't go on any Western, internet site to see English and completely avoid English. Don't even talk to your family. There's just no way you would ever do that to start off. Not to mention you can do it in a much faster than 4 to 5 years to begin with. And then after 4 to 5 years, what do they do then? Well, they have about 10 years in public school to have a teacher in the front of the class just telling them over and over, write this again. For homework, write this 100 times. And they have all that time to do so. And the amazing thing is that even Chinese professors I had at Sichuan University would occasionally forget how to write a character because rote learning doesn't connect what you have learned to something you've previously learned, like these learning Chinese through mini movies does. So effectively, the way that Chinese people learn is not going to work for a foreigner for a couple of reasons, but it also means that a lot of Chinese teachers, they don't know how to teach characters. And why would they? The way that they learned is completely inappropriate for an adult Westerner to learn. So what are they going to do about it? They just kind of shrug their shoulders and say, well, I'm just going to skip characters kind of and give you a bunch of words and sentences. And then what that does is that causes you to go outside of the knowledge zone, the acquisition zone, that yellow zone in the circle we talked about earlier, where you're connecting the knowledge that you're learning to previously learned knowledge. So this way works considerably better. It's deeply, deeply, deeply connected to your emotions. The memory champions all say that the advanced memory champion techniques, the reason why they work so well is because they're connected to your actual emotional experience. Your life experience, all the things that have just happened to you or that you've proactively gone out and found and did yourself, but all of these things, they're like an underlying hard drive of data that you can glean from and attach new neural connections to. And all it is you just being around the world for a while. So this is why when people say that kids are better at learning language than adults, they're wrong. It's incorrect to say that because kids don't have that. They don't have that underlying huge hard drive of data called life experience to glean from. If you can take the right approach, you actually have this supercomputer level of data waiting below called life experience that you can attach. All you got to do is learn how to do it, which is exactly what we do in the Mandarin Blueprint method.